Well, good morning. We want to take this time to share appreciation to the South End Neighborhood Association. For many years, they have developed a South End Neighborhood Association action plan. One of the things when I was elected in office and sat down with many of them, they shared this action plan on what it means to really improve the South End from an infrastructure improvement standpoint. And infrastructure is more than just sidewalks, it's more than just streets, but it's also drainage. And so today we stand here to do a groundbreaking ceremony on $2 million worth of drainage work because we know that the South End is one of the older communities within the city of Little Rock. Being a son of this city, grew up in one of the churches not too far from here, and knowing what it means when it starts to rain and how it impacts the residents in their homes as it relates to flooding, as it relates to other drainage issues that may happen within their respective homes. And so one of the things that we want to do within the city of Little Rock is leverage not only our infrastructure dollars from our Public Works Department, but also for the American Rescue Plan Act. And so the American Rescue Plan Act allowed us to maneuver dollars within existing city dollars to bring this forward. So we're very excited about this $2 million worth of construction work that will be handled by Redstone Construction. But also we want to take time to recognize the men and women of the Little Rock Public Works Department. They work each and every day to improve our city's infrastructure, whether it's drainage, whether it is debris, whether it's our sidewalks, whether it's any type of excavation that needs to be happening. They get the work done. Also, of course, they take care of our solid waste and waste around our city. And so we're very grateful to the men and women of the Little Rock Public Works Department for the efforts that they've done today. But this is a big day for the South End community to have $2 million worth of work to happen as it relates to drainage, to better the lives, to better the residents, to better the overall property values as it relates to this today. And this is what it means when we talk about targeted community development. This is what we mean when we talk about the more you have infrastructure improvements, the greater it will be for community development and economic development right here in our city. Later, we'll have Ms. Eleanor Stevenson, who is one of the leaders within the South End community, who will let everyone know just how important this is. Again, this is targeted community development. This is us focused on infrastructure improvement for the betterment of community development and economic development. We'll now have our Director of Public Works, Mr. John Honeywell.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm John Honeywell, the Director of Public Works for the City of Little Rock. Thank you all for being here this morning. We're very happy to be beginning this project. This is a drainage system that was put in place well over 40 years ago. And over time, we have continued to do maintenance on the system. It is a double, anywhere from 10 to 12 foot diameter metal pipe system, two of those in parallel, that runs from here where it outfalls just behind us here into the creek all the way up past Roosevelt Road. So it's a very big system. It's something that we continuously maintain. But this is the biggest project we've undertaken doing maintenance work on this, replacing sections of that system that have deteriorated over time. We're going to be going in and replacing sections of pipe and also doing some other improvements to hopefully make this system last well beyond all of our lifetimes and continue to serve this neighborhood to the best of its ability. With that, I'm going to stop, and if there's any questions, we'll be sure to answer. Yes, sir.
Ms. Eleanor.
Oh, yeah.
We'll now have Ms. Eleanor, before we go to questions, Ms. Eleanor Stevenson, who will share the impact of this targeted community development with the leveraging of American Rescue Plan Act dollars, as well as 3/8 cent sales tax dollars to bring this to fruition, but particularly with the American Rescue Plan Act. We're very excited that the City Board and myself were able to allocate this funding, target this funding in line with our targeted community development resolution to bring this to fruition for the South End community. Ms. Eleanor.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Eleanor Stevenson, and I'm a member, one of the many members of the South End Neighborhood Group and Coalition. This is one of the projects that we do have in our 10-year action plan that was just finalized and approved by the City Planning Commission and the City Board. So this is right on target. We are very appreciative of this action. We are very appreciative because of the amount of floodage that we do have here in South End. This is the old ground of the St. Mark Baptist Church, and just this area and the 33rd area, as well as the Interstate Park and some other areas that are very necessary for this system to go into place. So we are very appreciative. We are looking forward for more to happen, and we just want to know, let the mayor and the city board know that we are looking forward to working with them in partnership with other big projects. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Eleanor. And another project I'm glad you mentioned, Interstate Park. We have already allocated close to $700,000 to go towards improving Interstate Park, which is a critical step. We know how large Interstate Park is, but we have already allocated those funds from our Parks and Recreation Department, and we're going to bid here in the next month or two. So there'll be some more work to be done as well within the South End community. We'll now open the floor for any questions.
Question: how will the voting proposals that we're getting ready to do right now further impact not only this community but all communities throughout Central Arkansas?
Thank you, Mr. Lowe. The question was, how will the upcoming millage election renewal further impact projects like this? Actually, that's a great question. It will help bolster more infrastructure improvements like these drainage projects. Mr. Hunwell, I believe we got close to $82 million that will go towards streets and drainage across the entire city. And so as we shared, this is a $2 million project for one area of the South End. We know how large the South End community is. We know that it's also one of the older areas of our city, just like the Heights and Hillcrest are older areas of our city. And so many times drainage projects go a long way. We've seen drainage projects happen in Southwest Little Rock in the Chico area. We see it happening right now. We also have some other drainage projects happening in the Barton area close to the Hillcrest Heights. And so we need funds, and we want to continue to renew an existing millage so we can do more work.
Targeted completion date? When are you expecting it to be done?
Probably sometime in the spring of 2023.
And is the flooding that's occurred here just a product of the drainage system's age or topography or some combination?
It's topography. This used to be an open creek. This used to be an open creek many years ago, many decades ago, and it was all put into this underground system that actually conveys it through the neighborhood. So this project is going in, and where those pipes have either started to collapse, inverts have deteriorated over time. So we'll actually be going in and replacing pipe sections that need to be replaced that have either collapsed, that have reduced the capacity of the system, or we're going in and actually putting a concrete invert in the bottom of all these pipes to give a longer lifespan to the remainder of the pipe that's still good in place. So it will increase the capacity for the system and also increase the lifespan of the system as well.
And this area is designated a floodplain area, so this system has done a tremendous job so far as keeping flooding out of this part of the neighborhood. But we hadn't had rain come down in tons within minutes, so it has done a great job so far, in keeping the waters out of our neighborhood where we didn't have to move out.
And it's just another impact when what John has already shared. This drainage component, it's older than me, so it's a little over 40 years, and so we always got to maintain maintenance as it relates to renewal, and so we're grateful for that. One last question.
Will the parcels affected be able to be constructed? Will you be able to build new homes on those properties affected?
Mr. Honeywell? That's above my scale.
The locations where these pipes are situated, we don't allow homes or structures to be built on top of them.
Okay.
Because of the depth of the system and also the size of the pipes. Remember, these are 10, 12-foot diameter pipes, and there's two of them. So anytime you have to get down to them, dig down to them to work on them, you can't have a structure on top of them or even really close to the edges of them.
Gotcha.
Because of the depth and the scale of it. You'd end up potentially causing damage to that structure.
Okay.
All right, let's have the groundbreaking. Mr. Carl, Ryan, you want to come grab a shovel? It's in your neighborhood. All right, 1, 2, 3.